So I made a video about how fear should be used as a motivator instead of keeping you where you are forever. I made a video about this, so if you haven't watched that one, go do so after you watch this one. It's pretty powerful. Now, here's the thing with fear. Learning how to use it as a tool and not let it paralyze you is actually pretty powerful. But today, I want to focus on specifically what fears you should feel and let into your life and what fears you should push aside. The best thing that you can do for you and your family is to control your life. And you do so by knowing what things are powerful and what things you should be paying attention to. And I promise you, this that we're going to be talking about today is not a should, it's a must. Stay with me for about 10 minutes and I'll show you why. My name is Andrew Pizzi. I'm an investor and entrepreneur out of Las Vegas, and I want to welcome you to the AP Show, where I'll be focusing on how to build a great life around health, wealth, love, and happiness, which I believe are all needed in order for you to maximize your life in all areas and not just in one specific one. Now, before we jump into the video, I want to ask a couple things from you. Please hit the like button so that YouTube pushes out this content so that more people discover our channel. 2, please subscribe to the channel so that we can hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And then lastly, please comment below with anything that I should improve, anything I should talk about, and most importantly, your thoughts about this topic. That actually creates a good debate, but it also gives me good ideas on what you guys want to hear on future videos. Now, as always, I don't want to give you something that you might be doing wrong without giving you the solution for it, or at least what the solution was for me in my own personal life. As I always say in my videos, what I'm doing here is not telling you that I know it all, but rather what I'm saying is the following. Listen, I struggle with this early on in my life, and this is how I overcame it, because sometimes the blind spots that you might not even know that you have are the ones holding you back. So today I want to give you 2 things to keep in the back of your head and for you to digest. The first one is why you should use fear as the emotion to drive instead of using the regular emotions that people use, such as happiness, motivation, excitement, or just the soul fulfillment that you get when you achieve something, whether it's an annual income or a goal that you set for yourself or anything like that. I usually see most people being motivated by one of those emotions. And to be honest with you, who wouldn't, right? Who wouldn't be motivated when they win? If you're a salesperson, you're going to be motivated if you sell your product, if you had a good day, or if you're a normal person and you have a normal job, who wouldn't be motivated if they purchased the vehicle they always wanted? Who wouldn't be motivated by buying the house they always wanted? Am I saying that that's not powerful? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that's just not the most powerful emotion that you should let yourself be driven by. The problem with that though is once you reach that level, you're going to drop. Your dopamine will end there. Why? Because you're chasing that one thing, and that thing is your end goal. So it ends there. When you reach that $100,000 salary, when you reach that vehicle that you wanted to buy, when you get into your dream house or anything like that you put yourself as a goal, your mind automatically interprets that as the end goal and just the end of the game. So your dopamine will stop there, and that's dangerous. You know what's sad? To be 30 years old and haven't made it. Many people talk about that, but that is the moment where you hit plateau, you start dropping, and people start going crazy. They get depressed, they get sad, they lost purpose, and it was all because they tied their purpose to the one thing instead of letting fear, motivation, or purpose be the driver of your life. That's why fear is such a powerful driver, because the game never ends. That's why you see super ultra successful people being driven more and more and more as they achieve more, because they're not driven by the goal. They're just driven by fear and just a deeper sense of I'm not doing enough, or this is not all I'm sent or created to do. So please let fear come into your life and let it be a driver, because you're not going to be the same person ever again, nor are you going to reach that end of the game, which is always going to continue to push you. Now, let's move on to the second point I promised you I would cover today, which is what fears should you let into your life and be a driver in your life, and what fears should you push aside, because you have to make sure that you're choosing wisely. Let's start with the ones that you should push aside and not let into your life, because those are the simpler ones to explain. In my own case, the fears that I do not let drive me, nor do I let in my life, are the fears that prevent me from taking action towards my goals. Whatever goals those are, whatever fears are stopping you from taking action, push them aside. Here's the thing with this though, I'm not saying don't feel the fear, because you might not be human if you don't feel fear. The most normal thing is to feel the fear. The problem is that most people let those fears be drivers in their lives and they never take action because of that. I'm saying feel the fear and take action anyway. Do you let the fear paralyze you and not take action, or do you feel the fear and you do it anyway? And that's the difference. Those are the fears that you should push aside and still take action. Now, the two fears that usually prevent people from taking action, and I've been there myself, are the fear of failure, and that's the most common one. Usually people just give too much power to the fear of failing. And I actually did a video on this, so go check that one out as well. Now, the second fear that people let into their life way too much is the fear of public embarrassment. And I've been there, but those are the fears that will never allow you to take action. So push them out of your life before they push you out of your ideal life. With that being said, which ones are the fears that you should let into your life, or which ones are the fears that at least I have let into my life? Because trust me, once I let them into my life, I was never the same, nor will you be if you allow them to be. In a positive way though. The first one is the fear of ignorance. And what I mean by this is the fear of not knowing the things that I know that I should be knowing, or that I should be aware of for whatever I do. This could be in any area of your life. It could be in your marriage, it could be in your work, it could be as a parent, or anything really. Now, why is this so powerful, and why should you let it drive you, and why you should let that fear into your life anyway? Because the moment that you know and you admit the lack of knowledge that you know that you should have in order for you to excel in one of those areas, is the moment that you start feeling fear, and that is the moment that you're going to admit that you're lost. And when you do so, the fear will drive you to seek that knowledge. That knowledge can be acquired by going to a course, by going to an event, by reading books, by doing all the things that make people that are successful be knowledgeable in their area. Let me tell you something. If you feel the fear of not knowing something that you know that you should have in your mind, you're going to seek the information at whatever cost. And at that time is when you're going to start being a powerful person, because you're going to have all the knowledge and all the questions that are going to take you from point A to point B. And that point B, like I said, can be anything in your life. It doesn't just necessarily mean to make more money, but in anything. Now, the second fear is the life trick. It's something that when I let into my life, trust me, it changed 360 degrees. And it's the fear of not fulfilling your potential. What do I mean by this? It's a fear that when you're 50 or 60, you're going to look back and you're going to know that there was more that you could have done. It's the I should have, it's the I would have, it's the I wish I did this or that. And that right there will push me every single day out of my bed so that I can go and fulfill my potential. Now, why is this powerful? Why is this powerful? It's powerful because it will never allow you to not take action. It will never allow the fear of failure be bigger than the fear of you not fulfilling that potential that only you know that you have. So recognize that as a fear and feed into that fear. Now, how do you feed into it? This is something that I've talked about before, but I'll give you a quick rundown. Close your eyes, and this is what I do. Close your eyes and imagine it's 20 years from now, and that you've built everything that encompasses the ideal life for you. You have the car, you have the house, you have the wife, the kids, whatever you have in your mind as the ideal life. Just imagine that you have realized that and that you have made it. Now, all you have to do is just open your eyes and realize that the only thing that you need to do for that to become a reality is to show up and start taking action. And that, my friend, will push you out of bed every single morning without any question about it. Trust me, if you do this, you're going to never go back and be the same person again. You're going to be able to go to bed at 2 a.m. and wake up at 6 and be so tired, but it won't matter because your vision is so clear that it will never stop you from taking action. That's how you show up to the gym every day, because you know that if you don't only let down yourself, but your wife, your kids, your family, and most importantly, your future self. With all of that being said, thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. And as always, go follow me on Instagram. And I hope today's video accomplished its mission, just to give you a couple things that you can start executing on today that will change your life and that will push you forward to the life that you've always dreamed about. Take care, everybody.